I have no idea how in the world he wound up back in the company in 2005, but years ago on this very program, you've teased that there is an amazing story around his return. How the shit does this happen?
And in those years, political correctness has probably prevented me from telling a lot of the story. Um, because I love Chris to death. Um, love the Tatanka character. Did I think in 2005 bringing back Tatanka as the headdress wearing Tatanka with face paint was something that was going to be wow? I just didn't see it at that point. I think that he had reached his plateau of that genre character. This is Bruce thinking. Obviously, I was in the minority. Um, and I wanted to try. So, I wanted to try for Chris because it was an interesting thing. So the Sioux Indian had pretty much, and please forgive me if my facts are wrong on this because I, I don't really know all the specifics of it, but the Sioux Indian had really become the tribe of the Native Americans. So you had your Sioux Council, and the Sioux Indian were bringing in uh, whatever Cherokee, Choctaw, whatever. I don't even know if that's how it went, but they were starting to allow more tribes to be a part of the Sioux Nation. So the Sioux Nation would become almost America, okay, for the Native Americans. Are you part of the Sioux Nation? Yes, I am. Um, it'd be like if you lived in America and you lived in Texas and you lived in Oklahoma. People accepted you everywhere in Texas, and in Oklahoma, they were like, boy, it's the only thing that keeps Texas from going into the Gulf of Mexico. Oklahoma sucks. So there was a conscious effort by a lot of the outlying Indian nations to be under that Sioux umbrella. And in some ways, you could call it a union or what have you, but it was you want to be recognized by the Sioux Nation as they became the gatekeepers. If you were a part of the Sioux Nation, then man, you were legit. You were Native American. There was no, well, my brother on my fifth side. What? And the other thing that was taking place was there were quite a few, casinos. Man, were bloody taken off, and the way the casino business was being handled in those early 2000s, late 90s was you had to have X percentage of Native American blood in you to be able to have a casino, Native American casino. Well, old Conrad Thompson there in Huntsville, Alabama, might have a cousin who had a friend who knew this guy whose uncle ran the bass shop down there in Lumberton and banged a native squaw one day. And all of a sudden now, well, hell, I've got 0.00089 tenths uh, Native American blood in me, so I can have a casino. And that was really, and it was something just because I got involved in it from the standpoint of Mohegan Sun, and Jerry Briscoe educated me on a lot of it and things of that nature. Jerry knows it much better than I do. But where I was offered something at Mohegan Sun to come in and work with their sports and entertainment department. And the position was one of that you had to have Native American blood in you. I have none. I'm Irish, Norwegian, and German. I don't have any, I don't have any Native American blood in me. And the guy doing it goes, trust me, we can find some. And so the Sioux Nation kind of stepped in and started going, hey, everybody else is getting their piece of our pie. This was our land that, Christopher Columbus, however you ever want to view any of all that crap, is now they're doing it to us again by falsifying, your records, so that, Conrad Thompson, he's got, less than 0.308% Native American in him, or was in a Native American one time. I don't know. So the Sioux Nation was doing that. So Sioux Nation now is adopting, and they're really putting a lot of the tribes through their paces. We want proof. Show us your lineage. If you are a true Native American tribe, you're going to show us your lineage. And the Lumbee tribe was in that process of becoming a part of the Sioux Nation. A big part of the Lumbee Indian was a gentleman by the name of Chris Chavez, who had notoriety, who had credibility, who was a full-blooded Native American that could help them. And Chris got involved, and Chris, man, did great work with them. And we became involved with some folks out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, wherever they're doing the Crazy Horse. You know what I'm talking about? The big Crazy Horse statue on the side of the mountain?
Yes.
One of the most incredible things. Put it on the bucket list to go see. One of the most incredible things you'll ever see in your life. So to give the Sioux Indian an opportunity to also tell their story about things that have happened and what they're trying to do, it's like, this could be a good fit. This could be an opportunity to take the Sioux Nation, put them on the map, help explain their plight and what has happened in the past, and how they could now, be a part of this. And the Native American are making strides to take back a lot of what was theirs. So I got to go meet with Sioux Indian. And I think that I can't even think of a bad convenience store to. It would be like instead of meeting with Publix, you're meeting with the grandson of Piggly Wiggly.
I got you.
And his name was Chief Earl something. But everything that they touted me as to why they were doing what they were doing, what they did and or did not do anymore, was exposed in a matter of 3 days. And I'm like, wow, man, we can't do this. We can't make this claim because they dispelled that claim 3 hours after they made it. There were a lot of things that I felt we needed to reconfigure. Chris was great. Chris tried, man. Chris tried so hard, and he saw it too. He knew. Chris knew he was being worked. We were working them. They were working us. It just was not a good fit. It was also, a time where I'm going out and Vince was like, no. You're going to go shoot these. Because I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I didn't want to touch it. And he goes, no, you go out so we make sure it gets done. So I go out there and we've got the scenery, gorgeous. Again, the Black Hills of
The Dakotas.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Buffalo roaming the plain. I mean, it is breathtaking that still exists, that we haven't fucked that up and developed that yet.
Right.
So I'm there and I'm going through stuff and I'm explaining to Chris exactly what I want. Now, how I work is I have a cameraman. I'll usually have a producer, a lighting guy, and a stage guy, and I'll have the talent. And I will tell the talent and I will walk through everything with the talent. Where I want things, how I want it shot, what I want them to say here, where I want them to go from there.
Right.
And everybody will walk around and everybody will listen. They'll get their marching orders from what I just did. And then they'll walk away and I'll say, all right, let's go. Ladder up. And we shoot. So I do that. Yeah, I noticed there's this guy. He's got like a little riding thing, you've seen him on film sets. He's got the camera on it.
Oh yeah, looks like us on a train track type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but this one was a dolly one where it wasn't a dolly one. It was kind of like a ride almost.
Okay.
Brought him up and down, but regardless. So now I'm sitting over there. I'm waiting. I'm like, let's go. And there was a long and short. I'm screaming, why in the fuck aren't we going? So one guy comes up to me and says, hey, yeah, man, you got to cool your jets because. See, Barry's got to talk to the DP, then the DP's got to talk to lighting, and then lighting has got to light it, and then they've got to talk to their people, and then we'll do it, and then we'll shoot maybe that middle scene. Now, to steal a phrase from Jim Cornette, I'm looking at him like he's got steaming turds coming out of his mouth. And I'm like, didn't I just fucking do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I just fucking did that with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, what the fuck is a DP?
Director of photography.
I hate that you say that and that you knew that. So he says, well, the DP, the director of photography. I said, you mean the fucking cameraman?
Right.
And he says, should refer to them as director of photography.
My goodness.
So the fucking guy sitting in the fucking chair with the fucking camera right next to him, who's going to shoot the thing, wants to be referred to as a fucking DP instead of, does he have a goddamn name? Now, like, and I'm heated at this point.
You're more than half hot.
I'm way more than half hot. So, the little guy, little Barry, is over here talking to the DP, who's looking at me like I'm a sack of shit.
Yeah.
And I go over to him and go, "Hey, cameraman." I said, "Do you understand what the fuck I'm looking for?" And I'm completely ignoring Barry. I'm like, "Hey, get the fuck out of my face, dude. Who the fuck are you?" Because apparently he was the director. And because what I should have done was I should have spoken to the person that spoke to me, who then would speak to the director, who would then speak to the DP, then speak to all these people in their world.
Silly.
And I don't live in their world. So I'm like, dude, fuck all the way off. And somebody along the line said, he goes, "Well, we'll just wrap the shoot." I said, "Wrap the fucking shoot. Let's go. We're done. Wrap it. It's over. Next." When's the next fucking flight back to goddamn Houston? And I started walking off set. And Chris is looking at me going, "What are we doing?" I go, "Fuck this shit. I'm not playing this fucking game. This is crazy. This will take us a week to shoot.
Yeah.
I need to shoot a week's worth of shit today." And I left. I'm going back to the hotel, and told the DP, "Go fuck yourself. Find a name that's better than, something." And told Barry, I said, "Barry, just get the fuck away from me." Told the other guy, "I'm done." So up there in those Black Hills, not a lot of cell reception. And all of a sudden, I get to the point where there is cell reception.
Oh, no.
And I've got some phone calls on messages on my thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say who was calling me, but their initials were VM.
Right.
And so I stopped because there was cell reception. So I stop on the side of the road, and I'm looking at these beautiful buffalo and all this shit.
And whoever those initials are, it's an important person.
They're very important, yes.
Yes.
And I called, and he goes, "What the fuck is going on up there?" I said, "Well, let me start with yesterday." I tell him all the bullshit that happened the day before, and why all the shit was fucked up the day before. And I said, "And Vince, and we hadn't even, we haven't even like hit record yet."
Right.
So then I get here today, and these guys, and I was like, I got one guy telling me this. I got another guy telling me this. And then he's got to go talk to this guy, who then has to talk to 4 more people, who then will decide what section of the shoot that they're going to do first. I said, I defined the shoot. I'm one camera. I'm fucking, let's go. Let's get this thing going and get it done. And I said, by the way, I don't even have a cameraman. What do you mean you don't have a cameraman? No, I don't have a cameraman. I got a goddamn DP. Fuck's a DP? Or a photography. They're much more than a cameraman. Jesus Christ, I'm shocked you didn't know that. Conrad Thompson in fucking Huntsville, Alabama. And so, like, he's putting me on hold and blah, 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 and going back and forth. And he says, so I need you to do is you turn your car around, go back to the chute, get everybody together, and explain to them exactly how this shoot is going to go. If you need to fire someone, fire them. I don't care. Get this fucking shoot done. You've got 2 days. And if you don't get the shoot done in 2 days, it won't be one of them that will be getting fired.
Well, okay.
So, as long as I have made myself perfectly clear and there aren't any questions on your behalf, do you think you can get that done? I said, no, actually, I don't know. I don't know. This DP is a fucking asshole. The fucking little directors, get rid of the director. So I just said, you need to fire somebody, fire him. So, okay. So I go back. I gather everybody in. And you know me, Conrad, how accustomed I am is saying, hey guys, look, man, I might have blown my stack a little bit there.
I heard her talk like that earlier today.
I got a little upset.
Yeah.
But here's why.
Yeah.
Here's how we work, and here's how we are going to do this shoot. Okay, it's not up for debate. I will listen to your input when I am laying out a shot as to what you think will and or won't work. But this is what we're going to do, because none of you are coming back with me to face the owner of the company. It's my shoot and my responsibility. And they all look at each other and go, okay, understood. So great. Roll tape. Let's go. Now, probably the 2 stupidest things I could have said at that time was roll tape. Since we weren't using tape, it was digital.
Yeah.
And they're going, somebody needs to find us some tape so we can roll it. I said, all right, if you can be a little smart ass asshole about it, you can leave now. Just trying to have a little levity. I said, great, you had your levity. That's your 1. And you only get 1.
Yeah.
And the whole team only gets 1. And he just used it. So we did that. And then we went to the smoke. Have you ever been to a smoke lodge?
No. I know what it is.
Sweat lodge.
I knew what you meant. I've seen it on TV, but I've never done that.
Sweat lodge. So the way they make it sound is like it's this really magnificent, really cool lodge where you go in and you sit with your buddies and you get naked and you sweat all the impurities out. Immense heat.
You like getting naked with your buddies?
Yeah, sometimes.
How have me and you never been naked together?
Huh?
Let's get naked together. We've never been naked together.
We kind of have.
Let's not talk about it on the show.
Okay. I mean, in the basement, like we get done. We drop our shit, and you go your way, I'll go my way.
I still got that video on my phone with the John Cena thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do the sweat lodge, man, and I'm expecting this. Oh my God, this is one of the greatest sweat lodges in the entire fucking nation. It's basically, and I'm not demeaning it. I'm really not. Got to put you on hold 1 second.
And now, Bruce,
I know where I finished. So I think I know. So we smoking peace pipe.
You're in the peace pipe, and you wanted to.
But the peace pipe. Now I'm not allowed in
because you're white.
Because I'm not Native American.
Yes.
Only the Native American.
Got it.
And then Chris pulls me off to the side and he says, "Hey man," he goes, the peace pipe is made up of the ingredients are made up. It's a tribal thing, and it's a spiritual thing, and it's to help see visions and to have clarity and blah 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 blah. And I don't know all of the different herbs that may and or may not be in it. So what you're saying is you're gonna go in there and smoke dope, Chris. I don't give a shit. I mean, I don't give a shit. Just go have some fucking
go
peace
smoke
pipe.
dope and let's film it.
But they got to go through the ritual. Well, the ritual takes several fucking hours
Oh,
of them in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm like, I got my shots. And so we went over and ate some fry bread, the Indian delicacy fry bread. You ever had fry bread?
I have not.
Bet you have.
Have I?
I bet you have. Is your mama
I'm Googling it.
ever taken a can of
It doesn't look
biscuits?
familiar. I
Like
know
a
about
can of
biscuits.
biscuits, like the little thing you whop it on the thing and
Yeah, we
undo
call
it
them
and get
waffle
biscuits.
Yeah.
And they cut them in quarters.
Yeah.
Then you deep fry them.
No, we never did that.
Well, that's fry bread.
Got it. So you loved it.
So, well, no, man. Here's the thing: is they're telling us they're going to feed us all day. They're telling us they got everything taken care of. Nobody is eating for 14 hours, and we're dying. So, and there's no place. It's not like you go. Oh, well, I'd send somebody 10 miles down the road to a McDonald's, bring us food back. There's nothing. There's nothing around. Nothing. 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 But they were cooking us a special big celebration meal featuring fry bread. Now, it was delicious. I loved it. But it was just basically biscuits fried, which I highly recommend. They're very tasty. Not good for you, but is what it is. So, yeah.
Did you get the shoot done?
Well, we wrapped the shoot.
So I'm not gonna say I got it done, but we wrapped it.
We wrapped that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I gave instructions to the folks that we're going to go back and put some shit together. I said, going back, this is what I want to see. Bing, bing, bing. And there was another producer that was there, writer, producer that was there that was learning. And he says, well, he goes, this is kind of my deal. Should I go in and present events? I said, I'm going to ask you a question, man. Do you really think that on your very first time being allowed out in the wild, that I am going to let you go back and present this shit to Vince? And he's like, well, I mean, again, no. Dude, it was fucking horrible. It was awful. The representation of who the people were representing the Sioux Nation, I don't believe, and I have no documentation to prove any way, shape, or form, positive or negative. But I think that we were misled and that we were put in a position to give some money to a guy, old Chief Sloppy Earl, that was there to do this thing with Tatanka.
You got bamboozled,
and I think Chris was too far in it to get out, and I don't think Chris knew. I think Chris saw it once he got into it, but I also think that he was trying to save face, which I also understand. And I just didn't want to put him in that position.
What did Vince think of the footage?
Do you remember those vignettes?
I do not. Let me read. Let me catch everybody up. He returns to a full-time schedule at the tail end of 05. He's on the Christmas house show loop. He's going to be teaming with Shelton Benjamin to defeat Carlito and Jonathan Coachman. He's a surprise entrant in the 06 Royal Rumble. And he starts on the comeback on SmackDown a few weeks later. Tatanka and Matt Hardy would defeat the tag team champions M&M in a non-title match at No Way Out in April, and a vignette would air where it promised a new warrior would soon be forged in Tatanka. And over the next 3 weeks, footage would air of Tatanka being adopted into the Lakota tribe, I suppose. Lakota. When he returned to the ring, Tatanka defeated Simon Dean with his new finisher, which was the Lakota word for thunder. What did Vince think of the footage that you shot here?
Vince puts it up there in some of the all-time worst television ever produced on the face of God's green earth.
I'm sorry, VM thought that.
V. Yeah, V. I call him V.
Yeah.